Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight at the glorious Blue Moon Bay Speedway for the Infield A race of our season. Of course, it is the Sector 1 Sim Racing Gr.4 Trophy Challenge. My name is Lenosis, and joining me in the commentary box tonight is the current Category 1 reigning champion, Goaty. How are we doing tonight, Goaty?
Oh, hello. Yeah, no, just fantastic, mate. No, it's good to be here. Thanks for letting me in. And yeah, and I'm just so excited, to watch this race go down tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Things are very tight at the top of the table in Category 2. Speaking of, let's just have a quick peek at the points. So, Big J is on top at the moment with a slim lead over his rivals, just 5 points over Budsy. We then jump back down to Revs in third, Freelix fourth, Carbon Boy fifth, Grovel sixth, Black Project seventh, The Stranger eighth, Bumcrack ninth, Blind Man 10th, VF 11th, The Boss 12th, Petey Pops 13th, and Laminator 14th. That it will be Group A this evening. And Group B is Greg's Wartime, Good Dot, Keza, Renegade, Debrev, Malevolent One, Rudsy, Cruisin', Prewer, Madrick, Rainbow Sox, Super Fun Happy, and Killer on the Loose. So that is the 28 drivers in this Category 2 field. There's been a lot of push and shove at the top of the field so far this season. I believe Big J has 2 wins. Both Budsy and Revs have 1 each. So, yeah, very tight at the top of this table so far. All 3 of them have led the championship for some amount of time. So I really expect that championship to get exciting over the last few rounds. What do you think, Goaty?
Oh, mate, yeah. Well, as we've seen in the past, these cars are keep it very close. So, yeah, I think it's anyone's game here tonight. Really, it's just who can save the tyres and have a bit of a ticket to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of tyres, let's check out our track map for this evening. So, of course, it is Blue Moon Bay Infield A, 10 turns, 3.35 kilometres. The tyre usage is set to 3 times with the fuel usage at 4 times. The softs and mediums available as always this season. Now, qualifying, we're trying something a bit different tonight. It's 2-shot qualifying, 2 flying laps for these guys. So they've been given enough fuel to go out, set 2 laps, and come back in, and they'll be done. So a bit like what we did at Brands Hatch, but giving these guys a second go at it so they don't completely mess up their qualifying. But yeah, definitely an interesting track. It's short and it's flowing, but as Goaty said, you really have to conserve your tyres, otherwise you're just going to fall off a cliff and you're not going to be able to do much once those tyres fall off that cliff. So managing your tyres is going to be absolutely key to this race. And speaking of managing tyres, here is our strategy for tonight. So we have 2 main strategies on offer that I think these guys will go for. Either the medium 1-stop or the soft 2-stop. Both these strategies offer varying advantages. Of course, the medium strategy, you're taking 1 less stop, but the softs, you're gaining a bit of time back in the end. So, yeah, both strategies can work, can't they, Goaty?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's up to, whatever they want to do. But I think it should be close. I don't know, I haven't really tested them, but yeah, we'll see.
No worries. What do you say we jump into qualifying for Category 2B?
Yeah, let's do it. Send it.
Here we go. Just want to say hello to everybody in the chat this evening. We have quite a number of people. Shadow Racing, Muffins in the chat, Artsy, Geesh, The Stranger, Petey Pops, Miss, Evolution, Sim Racing, Jason Quillen, Rob Rice, Deborah Fish, The Prospector, and Ryan. Thanks for everybody rocking up this evening. As we are about to get underway for qualifying here tonight. And the 5-minute session does begin as the first few drivers make their way out on track. And Greg's gets a 3-second penalty coming out of the pits, which is less than ideal.
Yeah, that is suboptimal. So, yeah, and I think that penalty burn line is just after the first sector, so it's going to screw over his first lap, but he'll have one more shot. So yeah, he's just made life a little bit difficult for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I must apologise to all of our viewers in advance. There is one of the camera angles which is obstructed in the game. It's a bit of a glitch. So if you see a blank screen for a split second, I'll try my best to manage that tonight. But yeah, it's less than ideal. So I don't think the stream's broken or anything. It's just Gran Turismo doing Gran Turismo things. As Killer rounds the final corner to begin the first flying lap. Looks like he got a good run out of that final corner. Oh, as Greg serves his penalties. Oh, right in the middle. Oh, manages to find a way around him. So Killer on the loose will cross the line to begin his first flying lap tonight. As he barrels down towards the first turn. Stamping on that brake pedal. Gets it turned in nice and tight. Yes, he does. On the other side, looks like he gets a good exit out of there using all the track limits on exit. Gets it turned in. Oh, pretty good line through there. And now up through down towards the second half of the lap. The hairpin coming up. What can he do here? Steps on the brake pedal. And on the power once again. Gets it turned in for the tabletop. And one more corner to go. It looks like a very tidy lap for Killer at the moment. But is it fast? We'll have to wait and see as he will cross the line in a moment's time. Just behind him we have a Renegade and the two Symmetry cars, followed by Madrick. So they make their way. Oh, Madrick's so close to the wall there on exit. As the lap times will start to come in, Killer will be the first. What lap time is it? It's a 14 flat. How does that stack up? Renegade, he goes 2 seconds slower. Madrick just slower as well. Next few laps will be Wartime. Where does Wartime go? P4. Then it's Malevolent One in P4, I believe. Good Doc goes to 6th fastest. We then have Super Fun Happy. Second race in Sector 1, he goes P8. Cruising will be the penultimate car to cross. He goes to P4, and where does Dobrev go on the first flying lap? He goes to P6. So very interesting order to start things off. Killer on the loose, 1. Madrick, 2. Rudzy, 3. As Killer's up towards the tabletop once again.
Oh, Rudzy's gone round. He's,
no!
He's just binned it in the first sector, second sector, so that's not ideal. That's his second lap gone.
Yeah, it's less than ideal there for Rudzy.
Yeah, I was just on board with Madrick. He's found himself in a bit of traffic, and he couldn't pull out of it to go again. See, this is the thing with the 2 flying laps. You've got to leave yourself enough space for 2 laps in a row. So
and Killer's down.
Him off.
1 second down. As Madrick cannot improve. Do we see any improvement across the board? Wartime improves to 3rd. Malevolent One goes 4th. Rudzy shuffled down to 5th place.
Oh, Good Doc to 5th.
Oh, that's a great lap from Good Doc to put himself into the top 5. It will then be Cruising. What can Cruising set? Stays where he is. It will then be Dobrev. And he goes to 9th. And that is everyone. So we'll just have a look at what happened to Rudzy there. Just catch that on the JSM accounting action replay. As he came into turn 2. And oh, he just clipped the grass. He was purple as well. And oh, slams into the wall there. So rather unfortunate incident there for Rudzy. But yeah, not much you can do there. Clipping the grass, and it throws the car across. So he will be starting from P6 tonight, as all of these drivers have set their 2 flying laps, and they will be making their way back to the pits. As Madrick, he looks like he's going to cross the line. That could be... Oh, he set another lap here, which don't think he's allowed to do that, but the stewards might say something at the end of the session. as we watch these drivers at the end of the session filter their way back into the pits. And that concludes the qualifying for tonight.
Yeah, so Killer on pole, hey? That was a nice lap to kick it off. And no one could beat it. So there you go. I would not have had my money on Killer, but yeah. There you go.
So let's have a look at the official results as they will be lining up in the grid in a moment's time. So Killer does take pole position with a 14.008. It was the first lap that we saw drop tonight before anyone else. He was the first person out on track, and he takes the pole position with that lap. Madrick P2, Wartime P3 with Malevolent 1 alongside in 4th, Good Doc 5th, Rudsy 6th, Super Fun Happy in 7th, cruising there in 8th position. We have Dobrev 9th, Greg's 10th, Renegade 11th, and we have Archangel who will be starting from the rear of the grid tonight. So, I mean, such a fast-paced start to that to the racing tonight, I should say. I mean, it just all happened so quickly, and then all of a sudden, Killer's on pole position. What a way to decide it. Now, I'll just check the YouTube chat. Thanks for coming out, everybody, once again. We've got Foss in chat as well. Thanks for coming out, everybody, supporting the stream. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. And I say we're getting close to the 38 lap finale here tonight, aren't we, Goaty?
Yeah, mate. Yep. We're just moments away.
Alright, so make sure to place your race predictions down below to say who you think is going to clinch the podium tonight. I mean, Killer's in with a good shot. You can't go wrong with him. Starting from pole position, that's a pretty good way to start things off. But also, I think you can't go wrong with Madrick either. He's driven brilliantly this season. He was in Div 3 or Category 2A. As we're now calling it. But in the Nürburgring Enduro, he disconnected from the session, so he's been dropped back to this Category 2B field, unfortunately. But, yeah, this is the way they're going to line up. As the drivers make their way on the track, as the light sequence is about to begin. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, revs rising. And the round of racing here at Blue Moon Bay, and Killer gets an awful start. He tumbles down the order. Maverick will take P1 on the approach to the first turn, but Wartime is alongside as they're 3 wide into the first turn. It looks like Wartime's going to get him. Do they keep it nice and clean? I think they do. As they
that was a beautiful start. Wartime there, straight to the front.
Absolutely.
Nicely executed.
Wartime running deep on the cold compounder tyre. And manages to hold on to it, but he's under the pump now from Madrick, who's right in the mirrors. Can he get this move done into the hairpin? That's the big question. Down the inside goes Rudsy, I believe. Does he get it down the inside? No, it's Madrick on Good Doc, I believe. No, it was Rudsy, sorry. I got it right the first time.
Yeah, Madrick was just being cautious there, and he's just lost 2 spots. So, yeah, it's a bit ruthless on this lap 1 here.
Absolutely. As they round the final corner to complete the first lap of 38 this evening. 3/10 the gap as they head down towards the first turn. Will Killer look to make a move into the first turn? I don't think he's quite close enough at this stage, but he's got the run. Will he show the nose? Rudsy does show the nose. Dives down the inside. It almost holds on to that move there.
Yeah, and Wartime goes a little bit wide there, so Killer's going to have a look, but he thinks better of it. So, yeah, this is about to kick off.
Absolutely. As Rudsy and Killer, this contact. It's all gone wrong, and Madrick gets checked up too here, and his Killer's into the wall. Oh dear, he's going to tumble down the order. It's all gone wrong for Killer. I think Rudsey just tried to throw it down the inside, and yeah, Killer closed the door, and there was a bit of contact on the apex. We'll grab a replay of that in a little bit, but what that means now is that Wartime is 6/10 clear over Rudsey. So they approach the final quarter for the second time off 38 this evening.
And actually, Wartime is on the medium tyre, so he's doing quite well here, as Rudsey is on the softer compound. So yeah, Rudsey will want to jump in front as soon as he can, try and make most of those soft tyres.
So we have a look back on the JSM accounting action replay, and Killer, he ran touch wide of the apex, and then Rudsey tried to take full advantage of that, but it just did not work out for him, as Rudsey clipped his rear quarter panel and sent him into a slide, which he couldn't correct, as Killer's lost the position to Greg's there too for P8. Oh, somebody's in the fence, and it is Wartime, I believe. Yeah. Oh, that's disaster.
Yeah, Rudsey's just kind of had a bit of contact at the apex with Wartime, but if you can grab a replay of that.
Oh, they were both wide, and then, a bit of shoulder-to-shoulder contact there, as they would say in soccer, but yeah, Wartime finds the barrier. Yeah, that's one we're going to leave to the stewards, that's for sure. As we're on lap 3 now, Madrick's gone up the order to P1, and Rudsey's dropped down to 3rd. So, is Rudsey trying to... I think he's trying to redress, yeah, but he's a long way back, Wartime. I think he's trying to find Wartime, but he doesn't know where he is. Now, the regulations do say you're supposed to redress on the lap that the incident occurred, but I'm not sure what Rudsey's doing here, because he gave up a lot of positions there, and he's sitting P6, but he's still nowhere near Wartime. I think he is trying to give it back. He's dropping all the way down, just trying to do it in a polite way as to not interfere with any of the other drivers, which that's good sportsmanship from Rudsey there. But what that does mean now is that Madrick is P1 on the road with a 3-second gap over Malevolent One, the Thunder Motorsports driver. Good Doc gets promoted up the order. He's already gained 2 places in this race. He's up to 3rd, onto the podium now, and he's under pressure from Greggs, who started a long way down the order. He was 8th a lap ago, and now he's up to 4th, and he's pressuring Good Doc for 3rd. And it looks like he's going to get that done before the first turn. Good Doc tucks up under the rear wing. Down towards the first turn now for the 5th time. And he does get that done. Greggs slides himself onto the podium. Now these guys, they really need to work together and sort out their differences here. 3 different coloured cars from 3 different teams. They need to chase down Madrick. They're already 5 seconds away from him up front. So, Cody, what do you say we jump into an APR Automotive tyre and fuel update to tell us which tyres all these guys are on?
Yeah, mate, that sounds like a fantastic idea. So, up the front, we've got Madrick, and he is on the soft compound of tyre. And I will say, straight off the bat, everyone's got pretty similar fuel. So, yeah, we won't talk about that. Malevolent One is on the medium compound, so he's leading the medium runners. And then Greggs is on mediums as well. Then we've got Good Dot on mediums. Cruisin is trying to find a way past on softs. We might stay on board this. He might go for a bit of a look here, but yeah, no, I don't think he's going to do it. Okay, Killer on the Loose is also on mediums. Super Fun Happy is on mediums as well. And then we've got Angle here on softs. Renegade on mediums. Rev on mediums. Rudsey's on the softs. And Wartime's also on mediums. So a bit of a mix through. But yeah, Malevolent One is leading the way on mediums, or leading the medium runners anyway.
Absolutely. So thank you for the APR Automotive Tyre and Fuel update there, Goaty. With APR Automotive, you're in safe hands. Looking back up front, so Madrick is on the softs, Malevolent One is on the mediums, and there's a 5-second gap between them. So what do you think that says about strategy in these early stages, Goaty?
Well, looks like Madrick's doing alright. Just, I'll give you the tip. No, but this is definitely in Madrick's favour, because it's just, you can be on any tyres, it doesn't matter. We don't have anything mandatory, and everyone's on similar fuel, so it's just 5 seconds to Madrick here. Oh, it's chaos for P8, mate, actually, if you want to jump there. We've just, yeah, it was nearly 3 wide into turn 1, so I think Dobrev just lost the spots.
As Rudzy and Archangel make contact at turn 2 once again. And Wartime's going to follow him through here down towards the hairpin. Is he going to get that move done? It looks like he will. And Renegade is within an earshot as well. He could see a sniff into the tabletop. He doesn't for now. But yeah, Rudzy and Wartime, they're currently 13, 14 seconds off the leaders here. But that's still within earshot of a race win or even a podium here. They're only like 7 or 8 seconds off the podium. So these two, after their earlier contact, potentially making their way up the field in the latter stages of this race. As Archangel and Renegade are side by side as they cross the line on lap 7 to start the 8th. Renegade is going to get the slight advantage in the first turn, as Archangel is going to run down the inside and get that move done. On the exit now, down towards turn 2. And Archangel holds it. Oh, he runs wide! He's gone off the track there. And he's going to fall to the back of the field as Renegade and Dobrev go past. As we'll have a look what happened on the JSM Accounting Action replay. As, yeah, it just all went wrong for him. So we're right on board. As he looked like he went a little bit defensive and then just missed his braking marker and slid off the circuit. Did well to hold on to it there, but yeah, falls to 12th place in the field.
And we've also had a change for P2, I believe, as Greg's jumped up a spot there, and Killer is looking for a move on Malevolent One. It's turn 1, so he's got the inside line coming into here. Pretty even braking marker, but Killer grabs him, which is a nice move there.
Yeah, very book move there from Killer on the loose. Oh, Malevolent One shows the nose down into turn 2. Now that move into turn 2, it is possible to pull off, but it's hard to master and hard to execute. So, despite being possible, these guys, they're just going to show the nose to try and force something defensive out of the guys in front, pull them offline for the next corner. But as it stands in the hairpin, these guys barreling down towards the tabletop. Podium currently stands at Madrick, Greg's, Killer, and I believe they're all on the soft compounds. Is that correct, Goaty?
Madrick, Greg and Killer, no. So Madrick is the only one on softs there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which that gap is out to 7 seconds now, which, I mean, you've got to take an extra stop, but if you're doing 9 laps and you're almost pulling a second a lap on that soft compound, it's almost going to negate that extra stop and balance it out. So very interesting to see how this race goes.
Oh, we've had some drama with Cruisin'. He doesn't have any input, so his wheel must be playing up here.
Oof.
So yeah, that's really unfortunate there for Cruisin'.
This could be the first retirement of the day as he's rounded the last corner. and then it's just, yeah, died on him. And he's slowly just crossed the line there. Yeah, that's less than ideal for Cruisen, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Not
but
much
he's got
you
it
can
going
do there.
again. Yeah, he's got it going again, so must have just been a reset.
I was the
But
first
no.
driver has pulled the pin on the pit stop. It is Archangel who peels in on lap number 9. That's a very early pit stop, I must say.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I don't know what his plan is there. He's gone onto the medium compound. So I believe he ran softs initially. So yeah, maybe just wore them out too quickly.
As Greggs grabs the fastest lap of the race on that last lap. Now, considering he's on mediums, that is a huge lap. And Madrick has lost a lot of his advantage here. So has Madrick had an incident somewhere? That's very interesting. That gap was 7 seconds. It's now 4.5. But I don't see where he's lost that time from.
No, I think yeah, Madrick's just consistently doing slower times. I believe the softs are just dropping off, and mediums hang in there a little while longer. So I think he's just simply finding the time.
Very interesting, because that's like 3 seconds in a lap that's gone away. Now, we'll see what happens when he crosses a line to have a look at this lap, but I only saw he was only a 10th off on his lap counter through the first sector, so yeah, not too sure how he's given away so much time. Well, yeah, that's a 15.6 on that last lap, so Greggs is absolutely charging. He sets a quicker lap again. Greggs absolutely on a mission into the first turn now. On lap number 10 and 11, he's just turned on the afterburners, and he is chasing down Madrick for this P1. If you're Madrick and you're watching that that gap to the guys behind, it's already halved. We're only on lap 12. So I'd imagine we'd see Madrick in soon, either this lap or within the next 2 laps. But how much of that gap will go away by the time he peels into the pits? That's the big question.
Yeah, it seems like those mediums are really coming into their own later on in the stint. Maybe it's simply too long for people to run softs, but yeah, we'll see at the end of this.
Now, Good Doc, he was sitting pretty for a good part of the race at the start, but he's fallen back to 6th now. He's sitting just behind Super Fun Happy, just pretty happy to chill behind him in his slipstream, but he also has to keep his eyes behind because he does have the charging Rudzy and Wartime, who were looking very quick at the start of this race. So yeah, I don't know, it's up to Good Doc here whether he goes forwards or backwards in this race. He does set a personal quickest lap as well, which is quite interesting for lap 12, and I believe he's on the mediums too. He would have to be.
Yeah. And just remember, Rudzy and Wartime were front runners at the start of this, so they're on a charge, and they've definitely got front running pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Back up front here, we have Greggs and Killer. They're battling things out here. Greggs had a bit of a slower lap last lap, and that's brought him back into the jaws of Killer on the loose. These guys slowly hunting down Madrick. Will we see him in this lap? If he's splitting it into thirds, this is the lap that you want to come in. Will he peel in? Yes, he does. So Greggs and Killer on the loose will inherit the lead of the race here. Looking down the order here, we have Renegade and Dobrev still battling things out for P9. These two, they've been attached at the hip since the green flag waved at the start of this race. As all of the soft tyre runners peeling into the pits now. I believe, yeah, Cruisen, after his mishap, I believe he just took a pit stop too, so He's down in P12.
Yeah,
Madrick's
he's on a fresh set of softs.
Yeah, Madrick P10 at the moment. So that's where he's come out of the pits, and that's great for him now because he's got a bit of free air. He probably would have been a bit worried about coming out into traffic, but for his sake and for his race's sake, comes out into a bit of clean air, so he should be able to tick some laps in. As Greggs and Killer still neck and neck. Who's going to make a move? Will Greggs go defensive? Will Killer go on the attack? He pulls to the outside. Very interesting choice from Killer. Into the first turn now. Slams on the brakes. Oh, he wraps it around the outside. Can Killer hold on to it? Oh, he's so close to the wall. He keeps his foot in it. Around the outside. Oh, how's this for some too wide racing? Oh, Greggs and Killer holding it side by side through the first turn and turn 2, and Killer, he's still looking very racy. He's looking left, he's looking right, goes to the outside, into the hairpin. Will he try and sweep around the outside once again? It's not going to open up for him. He's going to look for the switchback. Greggs covers it off, but now it becomes the outside line once again into the tabletop. And Killer on the loose will have to hold for second place at the moment.
Yeah, Greggs is doing all the right things here, just putting the car in the right spots as they both hit the wall coming onto the straight there, so they both get a bit of a rubbish run.
Down to P4, Good Dog. He's made up 2 positions courtesy of the soft runners pitting, but what that does mean is that he's done a good job at keeping Rudzy and Wartime behind as they've chased down Super Fun Happy and overtaken him. So Good Dog showing some great pace late in this first stint, and he's keeping some quality pace behind him at the moment. The top 3 all in one shot now as Greggs pulls over a second over Killer, who gets a really poor lap on that last lap, and it leaves him vulnerable to Malevolent One, who is almost within his slipstream range now. Looking down the order, we have to Brev and Renegade still battling it out for P8. These guys have been going at it the whole race long, the whole 16 laps, whole 20 minutes of this race gone by, and they're still within slipstream range here. Back up front. Killer unable to find inroads on Greggs at the moment. Greggs starting to stretch his legs just a little bit. 1.4 seconds the gap as he barrels down towards the finish line. Things closing up. Looks like Rudzy's in trouble here. As Super Fun Happy is going to look to the outside. He's got Good Dog slipstream. And Rudzy pulls in. So he pits on lap 16. He was on the soft compounds too. That's a very long stint on the softs, it must be said.
No, that's a great effort. His front right was just about to delaminate, I believe. That was, not much left in it.
So 4 drivers becomes 3 at this stage of the race, and Super Fun Happy is in the middle of a Good Dog Wartime sandwich here for P4. Just 1 second separating these guys as they head into the hairpin for the 17th time. Oh, as Good Dogs runs really deep, that opens things up for Super Fun Happy. But he's unable to capitalise on that wide line from Good Dog into the tabletop. It looks like Good Dog, he's survived for now. But Wartime looks to the inside of Super Fun Happy. Round the final corner. And Super Fun Happy could be in trouble here. Good Dog could be in trouble here. He goes defensive. Is he going to force him to the outside? Yes, he does. He might be able to hold on for another lap here. Wartime really didn't get a great run out of the final corner. He's going to have to hold on to 4th place for the moment. Super Fun Happy, he's run deep. That leaves him vulnerable to Wartime. who can't quite pull alongside in time, I should say. Into turn 2 now. As these guys head down towards the hairpin. Seems like the gap's just holding stagnant for now. As we look back up front, things still holding as they are. But Cruisin' and Archangel battling things out. So Cruisin' sets the fastest lap on the previous lap. That's a good effort from the Switchblade Sim Sport driver. Back down to Good Doc, Super Fun Happy and Wartime. So round the final corner. Will we see a repeat of last lap? Deja vu, if you will. As Good Doc goes defensive. No, he peels into the pits. Lap 18, he makes the call. Leaves himself 20 laps to get to the end. As Wartime and Super Fun Happy as they head down towards the first turn. Wartime not able to pull alongside. Oh, almost runs on the back of him there. That was a close one.
Yeah, that was pretty close there. Wartime just doing a bit of Morse code there on Super Fun Happy's back bumper.
It seems like Wartime's really struggling with those corners where you got to tap the brakes and turn it in. Particularly that turn 2, turn 3 and that final turn. But he closes back up to Super Fun Happy. 6/10 the gap, runs wide there. Oh, things getting tight here as they approach the tabletop. Super Fun Happy has to go defensive. He could be vulnerable down towards the final corner. Looks like Wartime, he's going to hold on to it for now. Hold on to that slipstream. As he's clipped the wall. Oh! Not a lot, but just enough to drop him back a couple of tenths and void any chance of getting by this lap. As Dobrev and Renegade, they're side by side. And Dobrev is going to get by on lap 19. He was staring at Renegade's brake lights the entire way. But as we go past halfway, Dobrev slides into the lead of the not to the lead of the race, into P6, I should say. Greg's has extended his legs too.
World Championship for 10th going on between Good Doc and Cruisin'. Cruisin' is on some used softs, but the Good Doc is on some brand new mediums, so they might be at a similar pace at the moment. Also, just like to mention, Cruisin' is a bit of a quiet achiever this race. He's got some really nice pace going, fast left the race, and yeah, but the position isn't showing it quite yet, but might play into his favour a little bit later.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we just saw there from Cruisin' a little bit of a tappity tap down the straight to Good Doc, just trying to find a little bit of time because Cruisin' is still going to have to take another pit stop here. I would assume. So
yeah, definitely does.
He's just trying to gain any amount of time that he possibly can over the cars around him due to that hardware failure that's so unfortunate. Yeah, just trying to recover this drive really is Cruisin'.
Yeah, these top three are pretty evenly spaced out at the moment. They're all kind of running their own race, all on the medium tyre. They're getting low. Sorry, they're getting a low fuel load though, so they'll have to be in the next 3 or 4 laps, I suppose. Yeah, they could probably go another 3 laps, but I'd probably come in now because it's over halfway.
I think Killer's got the stream in his ear.
yeah, he's just come in. Yeah, so good idea, Killer. Yeah, no, you don't need to go any more than at half distance, especially on the first stint, because you've got the biggest fuel load, so the tyres will wear a bit quicker. So yeah, it's better to just jump in, get a little bit of an undercut.
But you got to consider as well if you're someone like Greg's who has 3.5 seconds in the bank, he can afford to go that extra lap, still keep track position, and then use those fresher tyres to take off into the distance.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Greg's is doing. Sorry. And Malevolent One, well, he had 2 seconds to Killer in front, so the longer he goes, he'll drop back a bit. But then trying to use that same mentality of I've got the fresher tyres, hopefully I'll be able to use that advantage to get by in the later stages of the race. Now, these guys, they're due in for a pit stop, but Greg's isn't showing any sign of stopping yet. He wants as much of an advantage as he can get. Malevolent One makes the call, he peels in. And now Super Fun, Happy and Wartime. Are these guys going to peel in? Super Fun Happy does, Wartime doesn't. So, I mean, Wartime's showing pretty decent pace at the moment on those worn mediums. He's still in the 15s, which is alright on those worn mediums. So, I'd imagine Wartime is going to go as long as possible because he showed great pace at the start of the race. So, going that extra distance is really going to help him make up those last few positions on his recovery drive tonight.
Yeah, and Killer has just finished, or just about to finish his out lap, so this is where he needs to put in a couple of really good laps here. Really just do like 3 qualifying laps, just so he can make that undercut work and find a bit of time on Greg's. Because Greg's will be going about 2 seconds a lap slower. So yeah, this is really make it or break it time for Killer on the loose.
Oh, it was Madrick has a massive moment and he's gone off! Oh! As I was just about to say, Madrick, this is not what he needs at all. He's stuck up behind Renegade, who is entitled to defend his position, but they're really running different races, these two. So that traffic, it's forced an error on Madrick, and he's lost maybe 2 seconds because of that, which that's really put a dent in any chances of coming back for the race win tonight. I mean, he's already dropped on lap 21 there. He had the 1:16. So he's conceded at least 5 seconds of time already through mistakes in this second stint. So when he came to the pits, he only had 5-second lead the first time round. And I believe he's still got to make another stop too. But when everybody else pits in front of him, he should inherit the lead of the race.
Yeah, so Greg's will be
Renegade's
coming
gone
in
off.
this lap.
Huge moment for Renegade. Oh, that was like a power slide into the hairpin. Holy moly. As Greg's in on the smell of an oily rag. Wartime, he'll round the final corner. Now, will Wartime chuck on some soft tyres? That's the real question here. Has he gone long enough? Well, he's going again. So he's really only going to have to do 13, 14 laps on a set of soft tyres, which is doable. Do you reckon he can do it?
Oh yeah, I believe in the guy. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. But we might stick on board with Killer here as he rounds the last corner, because this is for the effective lead. As Greg's is putting the fuel in. So this will be close actually. Killer's put in some pretty quick laps, so yeah, we'll see who comes out on top here. As he just crosses the line, Greg's is still putting fuel in. And Killer's done it.
Oh, he does put on softs as well.
Ooh,
so this is an interesting dynamic here. We've got Greg's putting on softs, Killer on the loose on the mediums.
Okay, so that's the race. We've got 4 seconds from Killer to Greg's, but Greg's is on a set of soft tyres, and Killer has a set of mediums that are 3 laps older. So that's what we're looking at.
So the guys who were able to conserve the most in that first stint, they are now able to ditch the second set of mediums and just go straight onto the soft compound, which is really going to work in their favour. It could potentially be a race-winning strategy. As Renegade peels into the pits, he's got 6% in the tank. Madrick and Wartime go around again. So these guys, they're really building their laps, but sooner or later you've got to make the call. You've got to decide when you got to come in. Because if they stay out there for too long, they're going to burn too much time. Like Wartime, he's been in the 16s for 3 laps now. I mean, so Madrick is on the different strategy. Apologies. He's still got to make a pit stop though.
Yeah, so he's on the softs, and he's just come onto the fuel light now, so he won't be too far away from pit stop. Has he done 2 stints to get here?
Yeah, he took a pit stop on lap 13, I believe.
Yeah, so he's going a triple stint on softs. So there you go, and he's going to peel in this lap. So I suspect he's going to jump on another set of softs and go to the end. But we'll just keep tabs on this gap for 4th here. So it's come down to 3.2 seconds. So Greg's has found 0.8 of a second over the last lap and a bit. So yeah, he's just biding his time and making up some ground on Killer.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a tight race. You look at this at the moment, and we've got 4 or 5 cars in the mix here. 6 cars in the mix for this podium race.
And that last lap, Greg's was 6/10 quicker. So yeah, it's gonna get really close.
Will Wartime pull into the pits this lap? He's got 11 to go. Will he be able to bring it home? He goes around again. Oh my goodness. I think there needs to be some scrutineering on that Brocky 05 Sim Racing car, as there might be an emergency. There might be an extra fuel tank on the thing. Oh my goodness.
No, he'll be in this lap.
So he's just bleeding time as well. 118 on that last lap. That's just maybe too slow.
I think it is. I think it maybe definitely is. But yeah, he'll be in and he'll have 10 laps on softs. So it'll be a pretty light fuel load. We'll be able to set some record pace, but I don't know how much time he's going to find.
Yeah, absolutely. As Rudzi is under a lot of pressure from Killer on the Loose. He goes defensive. Killer on the Loose is going to look around the outside at the hairpin. Can he get it done? What a move from Killer. He's going to get it done. Oh my goodness. What a move. Up into 2nd place. That could be the move for the race win here. Wartime's in with nothing in the tank. And he's going to be a long way behind these guys when he comes out of the pits. Let's see the gap. Killer on the Loose, he's going to have to defend. 3/10 the gap as they're about to cross the line. As Wartime only just starts filling up the car. So he's strategied himself out of this race. But the race now is between these 3. As Wartime comes out in P5, and he's got 17 seconds to make up by the end of the race if he wants to get back to the race win. Malevolent 1 sits P4 a while off the podium at the moment, but it's going to be between these 3. They're all in with a shot for the win. Greg's currently with the fastest lap of the race. Rudzy and Killer have been fighting their way back after early incidents. And they're all battling it out with 9 laps left to go. Into the final corner.
Yeah, so Killer is just hoping that Rudzy has a bit of a battle with Greggs. Yeah, that'll be Killer's best opportunity here to try and get away, as Rudzy's tyres are looking very second-hand. So, yeah, I don't know if he's going to make the end, actually.
Because he's only picked one time and he's done soft.
Yeah.
So, Rudzy's... I mean, if he can make it to the end, good on him, but that's a tough task to ask.
It is a tough task to ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely pushed his tyres a lot harder this time round. As Greggs is looking around the outside, and he's going to get it done. Maybe. No, he isn't.
Oh.
Okay, so Rudzy's going to defend it. Okay, so it's going to get a bit interesting here. And yeah, he can't get a run out of there, and got to move on into here. Okay, so Greggs is going to get a little bit impatient here. He's using all the track, and he's dived down to the inside. Yeah, and he's got the spot at the moment. If Rudzy can't dive down the inside as well. But Greggs is going fully to the inside. Makes him go the long way round. Greggs has gone a bit deep. Rudzy's found a run, but he's just ended up bum drafting. He had nowhere to go. So Greg holds P2. And Rudzy be doing really well if he can pass it back. So I think, yeah, I believe that's let Greggs loose here. So it's a second and a half to the good, and he's got 7 laps to try and find it. So
yeah,
that is the race.
So what's the tyre difference between Greggs and Killer?
Greggs is slightly worse, but again, being on softs, he'll have pace on Killer for maybe another 4 laps, and then it might start to even out. But yeah, so Killer just needs to make that Renault as wide as he can for the next 4 laps, and then he might have it. So yeah, it all depends on how well Killer can defend here.
Which, that's another thing. Greggs pit on lap 25, so that's 14 laps that he's got to do to get home. On soft tyres, that is a long way. So we could have the situation where Greggs initially gets by Killer, but then Killer comes back at him late in the race because Greggs runs out of tyres. So Greggs really has to pick his moment here to get past and build a gap in just desperation, hoping that he's built enough by the time Killer's tyres turn on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So yeah, there's a few ways he can play that. He could try and get past and defend it, or try and build a gap. But yeah, Killer, his number 1 priority is just try and keep it behind.
As we look down the order between Super Fun Happy and Cruisin'. Oh, there's Archangel almost loses it. But they continue. Hang on. Oh, no, that's lap traffic. Never mind. I was so confused for a second there. So Archangel and Cruisin' are 2 laps down now, I believe. Maybe?
Cruisin's on the
Oh, well, let's not look at that. That's too confusing for me.
Yeah. No, Cruisin is still on the lead lap. And,
yeah, okay.
yeah, but I believe I think they're both on lead lap, actually.
Yeah, and Archangel isn't. But he's in the battle pack with Super Fun Happy. That's what I was getting confused about.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah. My brain almost exploded. As
Yeah.
they round the
I could
final
hear it.
corner. So they round the final corner. Killer on the loose and Greg's half a second gap between them. Will we see him move for the lead? Not quite yet. As we see Madrick trying to find a way past Dobrev as well. Madrick, after a strong start to the race, looking for a top 6, potentially. Just behind them. We're going 3 wide between Renegade, Super Fun Happy and Good Doc. Down into the first turn. Who's going to concede? It looks like Super Fun Happy is going to get the better of them both. Good Doc pulls to the outside. Stamping on the brake pedal, getting it turned in as Renegade looks for the switchback. Shows him the wall. But they all make it through in one piece. And Renegade, he's going to hold on to P8 for now. Super Fun Happy runs wide. He could be left vulnerable from Good Doc. Not quite. Good Doc backs out of that one.
Okay,
back up
the
front.
Leno. Yeah, we've got Greg's all over Killer here on the run down to turn 1. We'll see how Killer plays his cards. So he's going to actually go to the outside here, so and not defend it, which is a bit of a surprise to me.
Killer probably knows that Greg's tyres are going to fall apart any lap now. He looks for the switchback. Can he get it done? Not quite. So they head down towards turn 2.
Greg's just parked it nicely on the apex there, and Killer had nowhere to go.
He's already put 6/10 on Killer. Will he be able to hold on to this race win now? He's made the move. Will it stick in the long run? Into the tabletop. He's almost pulled away out of slipstream range. He has. Over 1 second. No, he's conceded a little bit. Into the final corner. Killer needs a crucial exit. And he does get that crucial exit. Is it enough? Maybe not. So how's Greg's looking for tyres? Will they get till the end, Cody?
Yeah, they will get to the end. They will be very second-hand by then. But yeah, I'd say he's got about a third left on his front right.
Will they make it? He's got 3 laps to make his set of tyres last. Back down to the order here. And we've got Super Fun Happy still chasing Renegade. Things have opened up a little bit now. But Good Doc down to 10th at the moment.
Actually, Rudsy's front right is about to fall off a cliff. So, Malevolent 1 actually might snag a podium here. He's
Very
only 2.5
interesting.
seconds away, so that could get really close.
I mean, he's only got 2 laps to go, Rudsy. Now, can he pull off this podium, or is he going to slip into P4? He could even be he could even drop into P5 as well. As Wartime's not too far out of the mix either.
Yeah, and he's on a nice fresh set of softs with low fuel. So, yeah, he is a man on a charge.
So depending how much Rudsy defends on Malevolent, Wartime could be brought back into this as well and could be in for a podium. As Malevolent 1 runs up the back of Rudsy there, into the first turn. Oh, he's run off the track! Or is he letting him through? That was a very wide line from Rudsy on entry.
Yeah, that was inspiring.
Yeah, I think Rudsy's definitely in trouble from Wartime here. As that gap already down to 1.6, 1.5. He is struggling, a sitting duck. as Wartime. He's got 1.2 seconds up to Rudzi. Is he going to get it done? Malevolent One has taken off. He's already a second and a half down the road. But Rudzi's got 7/10 to hold on for the final lap. It's less than. He's not even going to make it to the final lap. Wartime's going to get it done right here, right now. 2/10 between them, and he's going to slide on by into 4th place. And he's got 2.5 seconds to charge down Malevolent One on the last lap. Can he get it done?
No, I think that's a bit of an ask actually. Their times are very, well, not that different, so I think that's going to be a big ask for Wartime there.
Story back up front. Greggs has got 1.7 seconds over Killer, and that gap is still extending. I think he's done enough to get this race win here tonight, as he enters the hairpin for the final time. And into tabletop. Finally, the tyres start to die, and Killer finds a little bit more to equalise the battle, but it's going to be too little too late, as Greggs, he rounds the final corner. He's got a second and a half over his rival. And he's going to round the final corner and barrel down towards the finish line. What a race from Greggs. Driven absolutely spectacularly, and he's going to take P1 for Symmetry Motorsport. Second place will be Killer. And Malevolent One, he's going to hold off over Wartime, who's made a mistake here. And Malevolent One is going to complete the podium. Wartime will take P4. Great recovery drive for the Brocky Sim Racing car. Rudzi, heartbreak for him. He's going to come home in P5, and he almost loses a position to Madrick. That's how much pace he was losing. And Madrick 6th, Debrev 7th. Renegade and Super Fun Happy, it's neck and neck to the line. And Renegade holds on to it just about. Super Fun Happy 9th, Good Doc 10th. It will then be Cruisin' in P11. But not before Archangel, who will cross the line in 12th. And Cruisin' will come home in last place. In 11th, sorry. The last driver to cross the line, I should say.
And he's just run out of fuel, so he's just going to coast to the line.
And crosses the line. Wow, what a race. That was a good one. Huge congrats to Greggs for that one. Brilliant drive. Managed to get the race win. You love to see it. Another win to his books. As we have a look at the race results, the official race results for the Adelaide Ceramic Coatings Category 2B Blue Moon Bay race here tonight. Here's how they finished. So Greggs P1 with a fastest lap of 1:14 flat. Killer on the Loose P2, 1.3 seconds away in the end. Malevolent One third, with Wartime 4th, Rudzi 5th, Madrick 6th, Debrev 7th, Renegade in 8th. We have Super Fun Happy 9th, Good Doc 10th, Cruisin' 11th, and Archangel will come home in P12, a lap down. But wow, what a race. That was just wonderful to watch. The strategies just kept us guessing that whole way home. And till that final 5 laps, we really did not know which way it was going to go. So who do you give your driver of the day to tonight, Godey?
Well, it's going to sound biased, but I'm going to go Wartime, only because he had that really rough lap 1. He got put to the back, but a great recovery drive to come back to 4th. So I think it was a well-deserved driver of the day from me. Yeah,
absolutely. So Greggs, I completely forgot where he started, but he apparently started 10th. So 10th to 1st. That is a magnificent drive from Greggs there, the Symmetry Motorsports driver. I mean, you're not supposed to give it to the race winner, but I'm going to give mine to the race winner. That's a brilliant drive. P10 to P1. Wow. What a drive from Greggs. Yeah, so don't go anywhere, everybody. We are a couple moments away from our Category 2A um, race here tonight. But thanks to Gody for race directing tonight. Good to have you back in the comms box with us.
Hey, yeah, no worries, mate. No, it was good fun. Thanks for hanging in there with me, and I'll see you next time.
No worries. So we're going to go for a quick intermission, and when we come back, we'll have our special guest in the comms box, and we'll be ready to go for some Category 2A racing action. See you guys. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. We are back for Category 2A racing action and looking forward to things tonight. Welcoming into the comms box your Category 2A race director and our special guest tonight. It is Captain Muffin. How are we doing tonight, Muffin?
Oh, mate, I am doing absolutely sensationally. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing very well, wherever you're watching from across this great, vast land and around the world. And look, like Big Kev said, I'm excited here. Blue Moon Bay, Infield A, highly underrated track. And let's just say I'm a fan of it. I'm happy and keen to see what the boys put on for us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw the two-shot qualifying go down in Category 2B. And it worked out quite well. Lots of storylines up and down the grid. Now is the real test of the system. How will these Group A guys fare? I think that's the big question that everybody has been asking. I mean, yeah, it after the race that we saw in Category 2B, it was such a great race. I'm looking forward to everything that will be coming our way in Category 2A. So we'll just have a quick recap of the points as we go into this one. Big J does lead the way over Budsy and Revs. Freelix there in 4th, Carbon Boy 5th, Grovel 6th, Black Project 7th, The Stranger 8th, Bumcrack 9th, Blind Man 10th, VF 11th, The Boss 12th, Petey Pops 13th, and Laminator 14th. And I do believe we have a full grid tonight. The last driver just joining about a minute ago, so we are about to get underway, aren't we, Muffin?
Oh, yeah, certainly are, No time at the present to get these guys underway. Just want to really rush you and make sure you had any things to talk about before we sent these guys out on track for their two-shot qualifying session.
Well, we'll just have a look at the strategy once again. So, last race in Group B, we saw 3 different strategies. I've only got 2 on my graph here, but basically, of course, the one-stop mediums, the two-stop softs, and we saw the one-stop medium soft really come into play for those people who wanted to extend that first stint. It was actually the race-winning strategy for Greg's, going long on that first stint on mediums and then coming hard strong on the softs. It really worked out in his favour and managed to get the best of that. So interesting to see which strategy people choose here tonight.
It's very much going to be so. But before we even get to the race itself, we have to get through qualifying and sort where these guys will be starting the race from. And look, I'm ready if you are, big fella.
Oh, give me some qualifying action, Muffin, please.
All right, I'll push that big fluoro pink button. I think Goody may have painted BSR colours, but only finished halfway through. But anyways, though, button's been pressed. Let's get the session underway. Two-shot qualifying, 2 laps from everyone, no more, no less. Let's see what these guys can put on for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Short and snappy session here, 5 minutes total, but most of these guys won't need the full 5 minutes. So we'll see how we go as we're about to get underway, and the green flag drops as the first few drivers make their way out on track. The first driver out on track tonight will be the championship leader of Big J, who had a bit of a lackluster round last time out at Sardinia, but he finds his way out on track once again for what should be a great race. Carbon Boy gets a 3-second penalty. That's going to hurt him. That's not gone well.
Most unfortunate there for the APR Motorsport driver, and he's going to lose essentially one of his laps, as we saw in the previous qualifying session there in the Cat 2B race from, was it Madrick? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. Quite a few drivers got penalties coming out the pits.
Yeah, so what essentially it does is more or less invalidates your first lap in the sense that you're not going to be on full speed going to the T1. Yeah, sure, you get a time on the board, but it's going to be a good couple of seconds off the pace. So yeah, Carbon Boy's going to have to sort of probably save his tyres, maybe burn a touch more fuel in preparation for that second lap, but that's all he's going to have to play with.
So Big J, with fresh air, is a dangerous combo as he barrels down to start his first flying lap. What can he do? The championship leader in the pink and black car. Just down towards the first turn.
In the sort of like training session, the practice session before this qualifying got underway here. The top 6 cars were separated by a couple of tenths, so really the top half of this field is going to be very tight and compact here at Blue Moon A. So I'm very, very keen to see what these guys can muster now. It's crunch time.
Absolutely. As Big J rounds turn 4, down towards the hairpin now. Stamps on the brake pedal underneath the bridge. Gets it turned in. Nice and tidy line on the power. Heading towards the tabletop now. What can he pull out of the hat? Rounding tabletop. Down towards the final corner. Onto the back straight. And cutting a very fine line. Careful you don't pick up a penalty through there, but it looks like he's nailed it. Rounding the final corner and towards the finish line. What's it going to be for Big J and his first flyer? It will be a 1:12.9. That's the time to beat Petey Pops. 14.2. The Stranger will be next. Goes P2. Blind Man to the top of the times. Bumcrack places it third. Revs goes third. The Boss goes third again. Black Project 5th. We see Grovel in 10th. Carbon Boy. He's about to cross the line. Goes 11th. VF next.
Wow, time's coming in thick and fast here. Look at that top 2 though, separated by 38 thousandths of a second. Big J and Blind Man.
Budsy third.
Budsy there as well, also put himself in the hunt. Separated by a hundredth of a second to Boss and P4. Oh, this is tight at the top, ladies and gentlemen.
Where does Laminator put his car? He goes 13th. But Blind Man, top of the times at the moment. Big J rounds the final corner. This will be the last one. What can he do? Can he find 400ths of a second? As he approaches the line. 11, 12. No, he's down on his time. So the next few times are going to fly in. No improvements so far. The Stranger improves, but doesn't make it into the top 8. Revs goes third. Black Project goes 4th. Freelix goes 7th with that lap. No more improvements, I don't think.
No, I think Carbon Boy will improve, and there he is. 13.5 for Carbon Boy puts him into P7. That is right mid-pack there. After only really having one lap, that's not a bad showing there from the APR driver. Just narrowly ahead of Freelix. Mr. Bumcrack down in P9. In the practice session, he looked a lot more promising there. So I think he's second lap there, 1:22. He's had some sort of major error as it appears. Not very, no good there from Mr. Bumcrack, but nonetheless, he's a mastermind when it comes to race strategy from what I've seen. So he'll make up for that. But I think really that's about everyone, like you said, done and dusted. And yeah, Blind Man will take pole position here at Blue Moon A for Cat 2A.
Yes, the chicken flag flies. 2 laps, a run and done for these guys as they peel back into the pits. So that will conclude the qualifying session.
Great job from everyone. Everyone's pulling into the pits. Everyone's got the qualifying format down packed, which is what you love to see.
So, quick look to the YouTube chat now. Thanks for showing up, everybody. We see Greg's in chat, Good Docking chat, Robert Rice, Robert Gunnawan, Wade Van Duve. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Nice to see the support in the chat tonight. As we're going to have a look at the qualifying results for that JSM Accounting Category 2A qualifying session. So here is how they will be lining up in a moment's time. Blind Man takes pole position over Big J in P2. Revs will be starting from 3rd place. Black Project there in 4th. Budsy will start in 5th. The Boss 6th. Carbon Boy 7th. Freelix 8th. Bumcrack 9th. Grovel 10th. The Stranger 11th. VF 12th. Petey Pops 13th. And Laminator will be starting from the rear of the grid tonight. So, yeah, very fast-paced session, like the first one, and it must be said, it's a little bit of a surprise. Budsy, P5. That's quite a way down the order, that.
Yeah, very much is. Yeah, and in the practice as well, he was setting times that were pretty well comparable to that of Blind Man and Big J, but I guess unfortunately just couldn't hook it up when the push came to shove. But nonetheless, still P5 in a field like this is not something to be sad about. You're still going to put him in a great spot there for the race. Big long straight here at Blue Moon Bay to use the slipstreaming and try and make some time and get back up the field. It also has a lot of strategy game, like we saw in the first race. Plenty of options available, more than I was expecting. So, you never know what can happen here.
Absolutely. I mean, Blind Man and Big J, the only drivers to get into the 1 minute 12s there. So very interesting qualifying session, it must be said. Very happy with the way that turned out. So what do you say we jump into the 38 lap final here tonight?
That sounds like a great deal. Nice. It's the best one you've had in a long time. So, for the last time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the fluoro pink button is going to get pressed. And so as we send these guys underway here, 38 laps of Blue Moon Infield A, let's get this show on the McRoad.
Here we go. Oh, this is going to be a good one. We're getting to the pointy end of the season, and things are getting feisty at the top. So I think we are definitely going to see some sparks fly here tonight as they're lined up on the grid and waiting.
Let's see here now. The lights are going to start showing up. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, can at 5. Red lights, res rising, tension rising. And they're underway here. Everyone gets a good launch off the grid. Blind Man and Big J pretty even. Same as the two cars behind them. No one's really able to make any sort of positions. Black Project sort of comes in and very close to Revs there. Big J going very wide. Going into T1 there. He's going to lose out to Revs, it appears. Yes, he does. Lose out to Revs. Blind Man gets a free kick.
Big J gets the run, and it looks like he's going to stay ahead of Revs just about. They're still side by side through turn 2, through turn 3. Oh, is Big J going to keep the door in?
Oh, Revs, what a move. Beautiful stuff there from Revs.
He slammed the door shut into turn 4 as they're 3 wide into the hairpin. Look at this. Gentlemen, keep it calm. It's only lap 1. There's 37 to go. And they're going 3 wide into the hairpin. Look at this.
Mate, they don't care. They know for a fact the person who wins the first lap wins the race in the end, surely.
Something like that. So we see the boss looking for a move on Black Project, but he knows now's not the time to get it done. As Black Project runs a little wide, that might leave him vulnerable from Black Project. The other way around, sorry.
Revs here showing some great pace. He's going to go for a move here, going to the T1 on Blind Man. Gets out the slipstream, pulls alongside. That's inline 6-cylinder or V6, whichever engine it is, that French-powered baguette wielding thing. Revving like crazy as Revs does take the lead of the race. Blind Man tries to fight back, but unfortunately cannot get the old switcheroo lined up properly. Revs there now inherits the lead after starting in P3, I believe that was. And he's going to want to start now building the gap from the cars behind.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're a couple of laps in now. What tyres is there? Oh no, we've lost somebody! Somebody's gone! Petey Pops is gone! He's spun into the barrier at turn 4. So we catch it on the JSM Accounting Action Replay. Into turn 2, has he done what we saw in the Div 4 race? No, he hasn't. Oh, he clipped the grass on the outside, and then he got collected by the 21 car of Freelix. Oh, that's disaster for Petey Pops at this stage of the race. He was in such a good position to start off. So as I was saying, are you able to tell us which tyres everybody is on here, Muffin?
I certainly can, as Revs does the fast lap of the race. Oh, they're 14 dead. So, just to give you a very brief overview, your leader in Revs is on the soft tyre. Everyone else is on the mediums. That is the go here.
Very interesting.
Look, I'm thinking, if Revs here does pull out the 2-stop, soft here, I don't care where he finishes, I'm giving him the driver of the day. Simple as that. Alt strap, my man. That is the go.
Fair enough. That's Muffin's call here tonight.
And I bet you're probably going to jinx that. He's going to go really long with this soft tyres and then chuck on a medium to bring it home, just to really make himself look more stupid than usual.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Revs is going for that soft medium strategy, but in reverse. So what we saw last race, potentially, who knows? But all that we do know now is that he's leading the race and he's pulled out a slipstream. So he's got to put in a solid first stint in this race.
These first 5-6 laps, if he can pull out, let's say, 7-8 seconds, he'll be good. He'll have the advantage of track position as he goes faster again with a 13.6. He is currently, well, that really, on Blind Man and Big J. He's only about half a second off the road, which isn't enough to sort of he can have that gap with in regards to sort of like comparable lap time pace. So, boy, Rev's going to have to dig a bit deep here, I think. He is currently setting more purple sectors, but he's going to need more. He's going to need to be in the sort of qualifying mid to low 13s, probably low, to be honest with you, if he wants to make the strategy work, whether it be soft medium or a soft.
As we're just having a look at this little battle at the moment between Carbon Boy and the Boss. The Boss is looking very racy, and he wants to try and get past the APR Motorsports car. So I enter the tabletop here. At the moment, things are shaping up quite well. Carbon Boy's made up a position at the start of the race. I believe Boss has dropped back a couple. But for the most part, things starting to sort themselves out here. As we see the battle for the podium still raging on. Big J just trying to make inroads on Blind Man. Could he go for the move into the first turn? That's the big question.
Just watching here as well, going in the first turn. Boss looking at Carbon Boy, but nope, thinks about it, doesn't do it in the end. Boss goes very wide there. Carbon Boy take one more inside curve. Boss gets a very nice run on the exit of the Carbon Boy there. Almost make contact, and Boss has just made that position up. +1 for Boss there.
Absolutely. So, Revs, 3 seconds advantage over the rest of the field. He's only lapping about half a second quicker than these guys per lap. But can he keep up that pace?
That's going to be the factor here. But keeping up that speed, doing it for 2 laps and dropping back into the medium speed, or medium tyre speed I should say, that's not going to do it for you. You really have to hammer this out, get every lap as millimetre perfect as you can, and try and keep those lap times as low as possible to make your strategy work.
Yeah. I think for Revs, if he wants to make this strategy work, he's got to try and utilise the mediums in some way. We just did not see a great deal of success in that first race on the 2-stop softs. But potentially that's why we're not seeing him setting blistering laps. I mean, a 13.5 is still a blistering lap, but it's not as quick as he could go. We saw him go quicker in qualifying, of course. But I think if he revs, he's just got to conserve just about like 10%. If he can carry that all the way, then he's really going to maximise that medium stint in the second half of that race. But watch him go out and prove me wrong and chuck on a set of softs or something. I don't know.
Well, and what's going to be helping him as well, it just has gone slowly overcast here at Blue Moon, which is going to help him in his tyre degradation, try and take some UV off the track, make the car and tyre sort of last as long as possible. But like you said, sometimes drive into a number and just maybe not using the entirety of the car, try and eke out that stint a little bit longer, might help out long term.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Big J looking for a move on Blind Man. Will he get it done? No, he's just working along with him. He's just giving him a tap along the main straight. So I think Big J's playing the long game here. He knows that Blind Man has the pace. He just wants to tap along Blind Man and mitigate that gap to revs.
Yes, I think also as well, case of Budsy's following him closely, so if Blind Man and Big J were to fight, it'll just give Budsy more invitation to get involved in the action. which then would also entice Black Project, Boss and Carbon Boy to catch back up, with Bumcrack following in close behind. So really, without playing the long game now, Blind Man still going semi-defensive into the hairpin there, just noticed at the corner of my eye, which sort of slowed down Big J and brought Budsy back into the fray even more. We're going to have a little three-car train here, going down to the first corner here, starting this next lap. Everyone on board, Blind Man, the tank engine, coming at you.
Yeah, there's quite a few battle packs throughout the field. Very tight racing at the moment. Especially this battle pack for P5, or P6 I should say. We have Carbon Boy, the Boss, Black Project, they're all battling things out. We have a look back up front. Big J's pulled the trigger and he peels into second place ahead of Blind Man. He knows that they need to get a wriggle on, and he wants to hope that Blind Man can wants to work together for the greater good of both of their races.
Just for sake of comparison as well, lap time there between Big J and Revs, which Big J did have a slipstream for most of that lap, but lap time difference is only 2/10 in favour of Revs. So that sort of benefit that Revs did have, it's starting to eke away here, ladies and gentlemen. The lap times here should become pretty well the same, if not in favour of those medium runners in a couple of laps' time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're already 8 laps in. First 8 laps have gone by quite fast, and Revs will be looking at his tyres and he'll be hoping that he had a bit more life on him.
He'll be hoping that the soft tyres can magically just regain some tread, maybe driving over the marbles here on the outside of turn 1 on the last corner. Just give himself any sort of bit more grip he can get, make those soft tyres last and last at speed. Just comparing that, Revs there at 13.7 last lap, Big J with a 14.1. That is, look, in favour of Revs. Revs did find a bit of time on that lap there, which is very good for him, but still, that's what, half a second touch under? It's not going to be a sustainable amount at this point in time.
As Budsy throws it down the inside and gets himself up into P3. He wants to get a wriggle on too.
What's done though, these two fight in third and fourth here. Big J's now got 0.8 of a second, about to be 9, over Budsy and Blind Man. So that slipstream range has been broken more or less. But really, Big J is trying to sort of sell himself into a more definitive sort of podium position.
There's Carbon Boy trying to find a way past the Boss at the moment. As the Boss and Carbon Boy are in a Kraken sandwich here with Black Project up front and Bumcrack just behind.
Yes, Kraken sandwich sounds like I can get some very sort of country pub, like a bloody special and whatnot, but well, ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about sandwiches, we're talking about racing here. As Boss goes wide on the exit of the last corner here, Carbon Boy gets in front. Very strange here, I'm not sure what's happened. Maybe Boss playing a bit of strategy here. Trying to say, right, yo, I've done some fuel saving for you, now you do some for me.
And he gives him a tap too.
Black Project as well, who was 0.8 up the road, now half that gap is gone.
Yeah, so these guys, the Boss, he's just had Carbon Boy in his tail for the last 5 or 6 laps. So he's let him go now. Maybe he thinks Carbon Boy's got the better pace and he just wants to use Carbon Boy to save some tyres and fuel.
Could be an option, as I say that. Boss
inside.
Goes to the inside, yeah. Carbon Boy didn't get the best run off that little sort of kink to the right there, which just sort of left him vulnerable. And Boss said, right, if you're going to mess about, I'll take a position back then, here's my receipt. I'd like to return this position to you.
Yeah, changes his mind.
Yeah, thankfully you have a 30-day or 30-second option. I'm not too sure. I was trying to think of a pun, but it's gone now. Time has passed. Let's
30
continue on with the racing.
Money back guarantee.
30 lap. Perfect. I like that a lot. Looking also towards a bit further back, we haven't given any sort of time. Felix there, bit of no man's land for him in P9 there. Having some good lap times, all things considered. Just unfortunately can't catch up to that train in front of him there, sort of with Bumcrack at the back of it. Same thing goes for your P11 and 12 in L13 and 14. Grovel, Laminator Stranger, VF, all sort of within, like, they can see their opponents, they can see who they got to catch, but they just can't get that little gap closed up. And P-Pop's currently 10 seconds off the back of VF and P13 after his unfortunate spin earlier on in the race. Still putting in some good laps here, but it's just a case of was it damage mitigation, damage limitation, whatever the correct terminology is, just to make sure he can get some good points on the board for himself and the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after the recent update and all of the physics changes, Grobble has been very vocal that he does not like them. As we look here, the Kraken sandwich has opened up, and Carbon Boy hits the wall. That leaves him vulnerable to Bumcrack, who flies down the inside.
Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have bread being inside the meat of the sandwich here.
The patty has fallen out. The patty has fallen out.
Oh, but the patty there wants to get back into it. That sandwich looks quite tasty there. Carbon Boy. As Black Project goes very wide on the exit of turn 1 here. Boss there gets a good run. It's about to become an anti-sandwich now with Pays on the outside and Muns on the inside. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's like one of those fancy burgers you get from KFC a little while ago, where you buy chicken patties as you sort of like your bun.
Are you just hungry, Muffin?
Look, I'm not going to lie to you, I am.
As the Kraken cars go door to door now into the hairpin. Black Project under fire from his team boss. And now Carbon Boy trying to get alongside as well. Look at this. They're all going at it as Freelix is coming back into the mix as well.
Yeah, it's just about the same thing. Freelix is half that gap, if not more, since these guys start fighting. Freelix as well, quarter of a second up on his personal best lap time so far, so really, he's picked a really good time to put the hammer down here. Bad to get in slipstream range of this little barrel pack for, what, P5 that'll be, so Freelix seems to be licking his lips right now.
Budsy looking for a move into the first turn, doesn't quite open up for him. Back down to this battle pack. And it looks like Bumcrack, he pulls to the inside. Oh, a little bit of a tap on the boss. But Bumcrack, he's going to keep the foot in it. And he's going to fly on by.
Oh, no, and yeah, boss gives it in, thinks better of it. Now, we're going back to the sort of like half sandwich, half the Pays falling out type situation. Freelix there, right at the back of the train, just to say, yep, can I join this little party here, make it a foot-long sub.
This battle pack for second now is shaping up as we've got Big J, Budsy, and Blind Man all placing a bid in for P2.
Just want to say as well, even with these guys fighting as hard as they are, they're still matching, if not catching up to Revs, as Revs goes into the pit lane. Probably, I reckon, maybe a lap or two too late, unless he's doing the medium tyre strategy here. I'm hoping, I'm praying that he chucks a nice set of softs and goes hard.
I think he will, because it's a 38 lap race, so that's 13 laps, 12 laps, 13 laps to get to the end. So, he wouldn't need to do another 2 or 3 laps to make that medium strategy work. But, oh, there's Blind Man into the fence there. Just for a split second, he's lost a little bit of time. As the boss, side by side with Bumcrack there, and he's gonna Bumcrack's gonna fly on by once again.
And yeah, Carbon Boy gets past Black Project as well. We're back to the pace. As Bumcrack goes into the grass, ooh, manages to gather back up. Boss gonna get a free kick though. Carbon Boy also wants a piece of the action here. Goes down the inside of Mr. Bumcrack there, gets the move done. Mr. Bumcrack, after being on the fight for the current P4, now looking to be down in P7 behind his teammate. Well, Black Project there doesn't want to cut the shut the door, I should say, on his little team boss there. But thankfully he keeps the position there. But Freelix now in the battle. Oh! Hits the wall. Oh, wow. Freelix there was a good run. Great run from Freelix.
Right back into the mix here. Oh, this is some brilliant racing we're seeing from these guys.
This is phenomenal. This is amazing. Boss has eked away a gap here into like a pretty comfortable P4 for the time being. But yeah, the rest of these guys, Carbon Boy losing out to Freelix there after his poor run onto the main straight. Bumcrack being hounded. Black Project also being hounded. Felix here is turning up on lap 15 of this race.
Absolutely. As the boss, the camera lost him for a second there. As he edges a gap, 1.5 seconds clear of the Kraken Esports car of Black Project. As we see Felix throwing it down the inside of Bumcrack, runs deep! Oh, manages to get it pulled up just in time, but that opens the door for Carbon Boy, who's going to pull side by side as they enter the tabletop. Oh, big lag spike there.
It's okay, I think it's just on your end, mate. Everything looked fine for me. You also did Kate, you're talking, but it's okay. I digress, we'll carry on. Oh, it's Carbon Boy's gone!
Oh,
Carbon Boy's
no!
in the wall! Manages to do a nice little 360 pirouette and gets the car running again, but unfortunately, yeah, just maybe a contact there in the exit of the last corner, or second last corner, I should say. And just, yeah, found himself in the wall. And
Let's have a look at this on the JSM Accounting Action replay. So what happened here? Oh, okay, so Bumcrack hit the wall, and then Carbon Boy kept trying to go higher, but he got stuck on the side of Bumcrack and tapped the rear quarter, and he spun round. But he has peeled into the pits as well, which is interesting. Lap 15. And he's peeling into the pits for whatever tyre he's putting on now. That's an interesting strategy call, it must be said. I'm just checking my notes on the team Discord, and it looks like he fully intended to do that strategy, which is interesting.
Very much so. Also something that's interesting, not very good, but interesting, is Carbon Boy did cop a 3-second penalty there for disobeying pit lines as he finds the grass again, into the wall once again. Oh, it's just going from bad to worse here.
Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth there, Muffin.
Oh, yeah. You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. As currently right now, after he serves that penalty, he's going to be at risk of being lapped at this point in time.
Yeah. Riding on board with Budsy, Big J and Blindman, as these guys still battling it out. Budsy holds the lead of the race at the moment, and Big J still looking to try and make some inroads and get by. Now these two did switch around at some point, and we missed that, but this is the order that they remain at the moment.
Just want to point out as well what things are in a bit of a lull. Revs there, who was your previous race leader, did end up chucking on a set of medium tyres. So look, driver day nomination might just go out the window with that call, but we'll see what happens here.
Oh, he has mediums on.
Yes. Yes, nah. So I thought for sure maybe this lovely bloke here might give the Ostrat a go, the muffin style Ostrat, but no, he's crushed me hopes and dreams. So it's all good. In the words of the great almighty Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself.
Fair enough, Muffin. As things are still heating up between the Kraken cars and the Hooncorp car, as Felix finds his way past Black Project, and he's looking for Boss in P4.
It's got to be mentioned here, Felix, after being in P9, sort of like P nowhere, is now on the hunt of Boss in P4, who's just gone on the grass like we saw there, ladies and gentlemen. Boss going to have dirty tyres for the next couple of corners here. If Felix can stay ahead of Black Project, which he will for this corner, Boss goes very deep and around the outside. As Boss looks it, he's gone! Oh, he's recovered it! Nope, he's lost it again!
We've lost him on the camera.
He reversed back into the track and nearly took out Grovel in the process. Oh my, that was nearly carnage.
Let's have a look at the JSM Accounting Action replay. Wow, that is disaster for the Boss. The cold, grassy tyres, dirty tyres, caused him to just line up the rears, and he spun off the track. Speared into the wall, and evasive action from Grovel there to get out of the road and not clean him up. As we see Laminator peeling into the pits from P8.
We've also got Blindman in the pits, as well as Mr. Bumcrack. Blindman was one of the best fuel saves I've seen in a fair while there. He had 35, not as good as Laminators, but definitely a good fuel save. Buncrack, unfortunately, a bit down on fuel, down to 25 litres, so he's going to lose a fair bit of time chucking some gasoline in the car. I suspect these guys chuck on ice, they may even go to the end from here, which, you know, boring in my eyes, but it's okay. Blind man exiting the pits now with 3/4 of a tank of fuel. He's going to have no pressure on the exit. He's got revs covered. Absolutely covered, gone. Revs, unfortunately, that strategy they chuck on the medium tyres has hurt him. Actually, yeah, unless my timer screen is playing up. No, sorry, it's playing up. I thought I saw that revs boxed again, but never mind, my timer screen is just playing silly buggers. Don't worry about me. So right now, effectively you battle for the lead. You got Blind Man who's already done a pit stop, Budsy and Big J who are due for a pit stop, and you've also got cars like your Freelix, Black Projects, your Bum Cracks as well, and possibly your Grovels if something goes really pear-shaped up front. They're fighting for the wins and the podium.
As we're just having a look, bit of a quiet one so far for these guys, Stranger and VF. So Boss spun across and now he's down the order with these guys. And they're just having a bit of a ding-dong battle as they come into turn 4 now.
As I say, Boss, the tyres on his car are well and truly worse, so Stranger should be able to make quick work of him once he gets close enough, because yeah, right now Boss, he'll be due for a pit stop any lap now. His tyres are atrocious.
Lap 20, so we are past the halfway mark of this one.
Yep, there you go, Big J's in. 24 litres in the tank, so at this point in time, Blind Man should inherit that lead effectively once again with the fuel save he put on. And by the looks of it as well, Budsy is actually further down the fuel tank than what Big J is. So, look, Blind Man may have played a strategy game here to perfection.
Perhaps. I mean, we did see him in P2 and then he dropped down behind the other, between Budsy and Big J, but we thought maybe he was conserving, and it seems like that is the case, and that's going to have huge implications in this race.
So you're conserving, no. Currently your car in P3, which is a little bit off the lead, I will admit, in Grovel. Not biased, just passionate. He has probably got the best fuel save of anyone on the field I've seen so far. Behind VF, actually, I should say that. Right now, so I think if the cars in front can fight hard enough, he might find himself just in a podium battle here towards the end of the race.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we've got just behind him, the Boss, the Stranger and VS still going at it, these three.
Yeah, I suspect these sort of cars, like from 3rd down to effectively 7th, should be coming in pretty soon. They're sort of like their stints are coming to an end, tyres are getting old. So we'll see what they do here. Budsy goes around again. Budsy goes around again. Okay, interesting call from there from the CP driver.
Yeah. So
doing
now
the
Blind Man
massive overcut.
trying to find a way past Petey Pops, which Petey Pops is due for a pit stop. Blind Man is not. And he dives down the inside, gets that done.
Petey Pops there, sells back into the slipstream, says, "Rightio, I'm going to take advantage of you now you're in front of me." It's like with a parasitical relationship, some might call it. Sure. Is that even a word? Not important. Yes, no, so, yeah, Boss just gone to the pits before, currently filling up the tank right now. He's going to lose a fair bit of time, unfortunately. Probably find himself back with, probably Mr. Bumcrack. No, actually, comes out with Laminator. Just, well, it's going to be very tight on the exit here. Laminator dives to the inside. No, Boss covers it off. Covers it off nicely. Finds himself in P11 now, the Boss. As Budsy comes in, ends in his stint with 10 litres of fuel in the tank.
Oh,
Let's see, where is Blind Man? Blind Man's exiting the hairpin.
16 laps left to go. That's a long way if he throws on softs. Freelix inherits the lead.
It's very ambitious. Freelix goes around again. Maybe Freelix going for the soft tyre. Same with Grovel, also goes around again. Interesting here from the Hunecorp and Ironheart drivers. VF also goes around again. Stranger did come in that lap around. Budsy getting fuel in the car currently. Blind Man about to go to the start-finish line right now as we speak. Budsy still got fuel going in. Blind Man going past the start-finish line now. Budsy still in the pit lane. No, there you go. Blind Man's covered him. Budsy's still going with fuel. There we go. He's gone. Budsy's on the way out. He's lost out massively here. Look at that gap just get bigger and bigger to Big J in P7 now. Oh
Blind
my,
Man
ladies and
in the
gentlemen.
box seat here for the race win, it must be said.
Yeah, Blind Man's done a great job. His tyre conservation wasn't the best, but his fuel saving was just top notch. Absolutely great job there. And sort of what it's done is put Revs back on the front foot. Like, his tyres are probably the oldest out of anyone else in the field currently, but he's right now effective P2.
Yeah,
Wow, wait.
he's
Great
put in the
job
hard
there.
work and early on, but now he has to put in the hard work at the race end. Sorry, yeah.
Yes, I get what you mean. It's okay. English wasn't my best subject either. It's okay. But no, he's got currently 2 seconds near enough to Big J behind him. Tyre wear, look, because how the medium tyre wears on this car, Rev's probably in the sort of like the honeymoon period where everything's feeling pretty good, times are feeling great. Big J isn't at that point yet, but he'll be getting close to it. So I'll probably say for the next, maybe 7-8 laps, the gap between Rez and Big J shouldn't change too much, but after that you'll see Big J start to close up ever so slightly. I'm not sure I'm doing a hand action, you guys can't see it, but I'm doing one, I swear.
We'll take your word for it, Muffin.
Right, yeah then, so let's just see, Freeler's coming around the last corner now here, lap 24.38. He does have enough fuel for another lap, but will he box this time around? Nope, goes around again, one more for good luck. Okay then. Next car, Grovel, also got fuel for another one, probably 2 actually, still goes around again. Look, Freelix and Grovel here, I pegged them for soft tyres now at this point. It's too late in the day to be chucking on mediums.
They would be going softs, you would assume, surely.
Yeah. But right now, currently, Blind Man is currently 28 seconds behind the leader. That gap is sort of stagnating at this point in time. Maybe come down ever so slightly in favour of the switchblade driver. And with a pit stop here probably being above 40 seconds, I should say, when you factor in the fuel.
They're not that long because they've only got to do 13 laps till the end, so they're not putting as much fuel in this time.
Fair point. This
should be about 32 seconds, so Blind Man, he'll still not have it all his way, but when Freelix comes out, he'll have to put in some solid laps to fight for the win. But the podium is definitely on the table for Freelix.
Oh, absolutely. Considering like you got 2.8 seconds back to Revs from Blind Man there. Big J
Freelix
run the back of that. Freelix is in. Alright. And Grovel goes around one more time. Mate, call him Daft Punk because one more time.
Around the world, around the world. Well, I gotta be careful we don't get copyright strike because my singing is just so accurate. It sounds like the actual song.
It is very much so, mate. You really should think about going on Australia's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Let's just see here. Freelix here. Fuel's going in the car. Blind Man going down the main straight as we speak. Actually, Freelix is still sitting still. Blind Man going through turn 1 now. Freelix still not moving an inch. As P-Pops also boxes now with 2 litres of fuel in the tank. God, it's going to be a very tough ask for Freelix now, even if he does chuck on soft tyres to
he's putting
that
a
gap.
lot of fuel in that tank. Does he need all that fuel?
I'm not too sure. We're going to find out here, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe he's planning on chucking extra in now so we can go hammer and tong. Comes down the bell for P8 with Laminator and Boss. Just chuck on the soft tyres, so he's going to have grip for days here, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to want to make short work of these two in front of him who are on some relatively new but still bit worn mediums. So last car left to box will be Grovel, who goes around again.
And
Grovel.
VF.
And VF. My bad. You're absolutely right. God, look, these guys can't do a no stop. That is for sure. They haven't got enough fuel for that. But they're leaving their pit stop very late in the day. Gap between Blind Man and Grovel in P1 is 21 seconds. So really, Grovel here is going to have to do a major fuel save once again if he was to try and sort of keep himself in contention for the podium, if not top 5.
Don't think Grovel's aiming for the top 5. He was down in like P10 before the first round of pit stops. So they're really in a different race at the moment.
It's a very fair point. Thank you for that observation, actually. It's very, very fair. What I'm going to try and find out for you, though, quickly, ladies and gentlemen, is the gap between Blind Man and the first of your sort of alternate strategy runners in Freelix. So let's just see here. Gap between the two of them currently is 22 seconds between Freelix and Blind Man, as Freelix does get past Boss and Laminator. I just missed the pass on Boss, but Laminator happened a little while ago. So now he's got 2.7 seconds to catch up to Black Project for... Grovel is in with 3 litres of fuel in the tank. Blind Man is going to the main straight. VF also in, yeah. VF probably could have done all that with the fuel he had, but like, there's a point you got to say to yourself, like, the tyres can last, I might as well just stay out, or go in, I should say. There you go, and Blind Man retakes the lead of the race with 2.4 seconds over Revs. Big J in P3, he is catching up, gap is now less than a second to Revs in P2. Very tight there between those two. Revs' tyres are starting to see its age. It's starting to feel in the car there. It's not really wanting to cooperate as well as it did previously. Grovel onto the soft tyres, comes out with Freelix just behind him. So he's still going to be fighting to get back to the front together.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially.
I mean, they're a while off the podium. The podium guys are coming into the hairpin at the moment, while these guys are still down looking at turn 2 and turn 3. But yeah, they're going to have a bit of a battle here, and that's what we like to see. Grovel under a lot of pressure from the boss on those cold tyres. The boss, could he throw a move down the inside? Not quite, not at the moment.
I think the boss here maybe... He's being cautious because he knows that Grovel in front has got soft tyres on, so if he was to get past, it'll be a mission to keep him behind with that extra grip available on the Ironheart car. So maybe he's thinking, you know what, let's just give it in for now, conserve my tyres, use the slipstream to catch up to more cars in front, and when he gets to the end, then start playing for keeps.
Yeah, absolutely.
But right now, just looking at Freelix here, first lap out on the soft tyres with a 13.9, which is pretty good pace comparable to Rev at his peak. Just out of 13.6 here. He only takes fast lap of the race from Freelix. He is not messing about. He's got 20.2 seconds to catch up to the front of the pack. So that's like what he's going to have to find a couple of seconds a lap-ish, give or take.
Yeah, something like that.
It's not impossible, but that's a pretty steep hill to climb.
Yeah, that's a tough ask. He's going to run out of laps.
Look, but let's just see, with 21 seconds to the, about 20 seconds I should say, to P1, he's only going to find 18 to get to P2, or P3 nearly, but if he can find 15, I believe it is, he'll get himself to P4. P5, you can see that clear as day, no points telling the gap for that one.
Because that's a second and a half per lap, which is quite an ask.
Well, honestly, I reckon that's feasible. Hear me out, I reckon that is feasible here. Let's just see here. The last lap there for Blind Man was a 14.1, which is a very good lap in itself. Freelix here, crossing the line after doing a 13.6. Let's see what he does. 13.9. Okay, look, maybe it is too much to ask. Okay, I will go back in my hidey hole now.
Which, that's not bad pace from Freelix and Grovel. I think it's more just a testament to the brilliant pace of this top 3 at the moment.
Oh, absolutely is. And like speaking of the top 3 as well, battle for P2 is currently on more than anything else I can see on track. Revs is being hounded by the Thunder esports driver of Big J. Gap there between them is 0.6 of a second, and the gap is closing. Big J will have a nice big toe going down this main straight here. Big J gets a great ride onto the main straight. That gap is tumbling down.
Yeah, Revs is tyre compromised here. Big J's got about 6 or 7 lap better mediums. Fresher mediums, I should say. So, Revs really under a lot of pressure. Big J's got to pick his time to strike here as well.
Big J is live through turn 1 here. I really like it. Takes a very, very right approach into the corner. Grabs the apex relatively early and then maximises speed on the exit. Almost makes the most of it and gets past Revs there going on it in the run to a T2 that would be. Unfortunately can't get it done yet. We'll get another shot here going to the hairpin. He's looking very close here, quarter of a second separating the two of them. Nothing fair of it.
Blind Man is also tyre compromised as well.
That he is actually. I'm pretty sure Blind Man is one of our few controller users here, so his tyre wear naturally is just going to be poorer. And right now I can see it clear as day. His tyres are pretty comparable to Revs, who's been driving for much longer on that set.
So could we see Big J taking a race win here against all odds at this point?
It's a possibility. It is a real possibility here, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in, strap on, do what you gotta do. This thing's about to heat up here as we get towards the end of the race. We have, what's that, 7 laps to go here at
Will we see a move from Big J? He has to make it happen now, and he does. Oh, no, he doesn't.
No.
He just backs
Revs
out.
goes very deep on the brakes. Can't find the apex there. Keeps the speed up on the exit. Does enough to keep Big J behind him. I think Revs come to the realisation that getting to P1 is going to be too hard. Let's just settle for P2 and keep the spot.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should be saying that.
Big J.
Between, go on, sorry.
Big J is just bleeding time. He needs to get this move done. He needed to get this move done 2 laps ago.
Very much he did. Right now, lap times between the top 3 within a tenth of each other. These guys are all driving the same pace, essentially. Big J still right on the back of Revs. Tries to sort of show the nose going into the real corner. Doesn't do much with it. Sticks into the toe here. Revs holding the high line, trying to sort of break that toe, do something different. Going down the main straight here for the 32nd time. Big J going right up the rear bumper, sniffing the exhaust of Revs there. Big J going very wide, going for that late braking once again, late apex.
Oh,
can he do it? Can he do it? He
Oh!
might just be able to. He's done it.
What a move! He's got it done! Oh, what a move from Big J. He just sweeps around the outside, and now he's got 5 laps to try and get the better of Blind Man. As we'll have a look on the JSM Accounting Action replay at that move. We're right on board with him. As he pulled ahead of Revs, he looks across and then sweeps around the outside. You can't even see Revs on your screen. That's how much he covered it off. And wow, what a move. Great stuff from Big J.
Oh, no, there's contact all between Big J and Revs, but Revs redresses it. Oh, that was near. Very dire there. Giving Blind Man a bit more breathing room. The gap now out to 3 seconds. Ooh, I think Big J might have just unfortunately may have lost his shot at the win here through no fault of his own.
Oh yeah, Revs just clipping the rear corner of Big J's car through the tabletop.
Also as well, the first of your soft tyre runs on the back end of this race, and Felix is up to P5. He's got 11 seconds to try and find P4 there and Budsy. It could be too much to ask. His soft tyres are starting to get pretty old, and Black Project also is too far behind him on the relatively fresh and mediums. So I wouldn't say this battle for the top 5 is done yet.
As Big J still got Revs very close behind him. And now that Big J gets the better of Revs, Blind Man is still 3 seconds down the road, and that's a long way to try and chase down. I mean, Big J lost a second there before, but now Blind Man, there's a bit of lap traffic in the mix here too.
Yeah, boss, I'm not sure what's happening to him to get down to 14th. I understand his moment, but I don't think it was enough to warrant been down in sort of P14, but actually I do see
I
he's
think he
lap
took a
31
pit
and
stop.
30.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He did too, you're right. He might be going for the old fast lap of the race, get the extra point there.
Maybe, but I think maybe he just compromised his strategy too much and couldn't get it home. And had to take that pit stop.
Real possibility
Oh,
here.
it's Revs looking for the move. Will Grovel make a move on Black Project into the first turn?
Not today, I think he's just too far away unless he goes for a very deep outside move. Does look at it, but Black Project covers the apex quite nicely. Oh, Grovel with the switcheroo. He might have just enough grip to do it. He's alongside enough. Black Project tries to hold the outside line. Oh, and the Black Project's found the grass a little bit. Doesn't lose the car, but he unfortunately does lose a position there. Grovel up to P6. Oh my, soft tyre runners are on a tear.
As lap 35, I think that gap is standing at about... Oh, Blind Man must have hit the wall because he's losing buckets of time at the moment. But
2.4.
I think Blind Man, barring any error, he's done enough. He's just got to drive it home. He's got 2.3 seconds to spare. And I think the boss, I think he has quicker pace than Blind Man at the moment. But he doesn't want to get involved in this race. And he's just going to sit behind him until the end. Because he's P14, miles off P13. So...
he's only 7 seconds, mate. That's good, say miles, but okay.
Oh.
Yeah, only 7 seconds to P Pops.
My bad.
What's this miles, mate? How big is your mile?
About 1.8 kilometres.
Fair point. But yeah, boss there, it's just unfortunate he found himself in sort of a really precarious position here. Doesn't want to get involved with the top championship battle as he sort of pulls over. Lets Big J and Revs go, does he? Yes, he does. He'll get him behind him, use the slipstream to try and set fastest lap here, I reckon.
Yeah, not a bad idea. As the gap down to 2.4 seconds as they start the penultimate lap of the race.
Yeah, I think it's very much a case of Blind Man salute. Now he's going to have a few very, very bad laps, or really couple, with only, 2 to go at this point.
Bit of a battle between Laminator and Bumcrack in the late stages of this race.
Oh, yep, the old Lightning versus Bumcrack.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, Lightning versus Kraken, I should say. Like, dyslexia is one of my strong suits, you know. Laminate defending the corner, trying to almost sort of weave a little bit, try and break that toe from Mr. Bumcrack. Bumcrack there, not close enough for a move, not in the country, not in like a postcode really. Of Laminate going to the corner, deep under the brakes, both cars. Ooh, Bumcrack makes the apex, but Laminate does not. Oh, looks like Laminate almost hit the wall there. And right now, that gap, no point telling you the time, but you can see it clear as day. There's about a car length between them.
It's back up front. Blind Man rounds the final corner to begin the final lap of the race. 2.2 seconds the gap between them. Blind Man just needs to get it home at this point.
Yeah, nothing special there. Rev's currently 1.2 behind Big J, so that battle of pre-wars just simmered for the second spot on the podium, but Revs here, if he can keep his nose clean, should be able to snag a P3.
As Bumcrack and Laminate are still battling things out here round the final corner.
Yeah, unfortunately Bumcrack though has dropped off a bit now, 1 second gap, that's sort of blown out of proportion out of nowhere. Very unfortunate there for the Kraken driver, which probably will mean that they will finish where they are pending any major errors from anyone ahead or behind them. Well, not, I guess more ahead, behind doesn't matter.
As Blind Man exits the hairpin into the tabletop, he's driven spectacularly, nailed his strategy to a T, and he's got one more corner to go before he can clinch the Category 2A race win here tonight. He's first in the category, I'm pretty sure. In the group,
right there, yeah.
Category 2A.
Check.
So he rounds the final corner, on the run down towards the finish line. Spectacular drive for the Switchblade driver. And he'll take P1 here at Blue Moon Bay. Big J finishes second, Revs in third. That's your podium. Budsy there in fourth place. It will then be Freelix on the alternate strategy. He's going to come home P5. Spectacular stuff for Freelix. He'll be happy with that. Started the race a long way down the order. Grovel 6th. Black Project 7th. It will then be VF in 8th.
Ooh,
As he crosses
nice.
the line. Oh yeah, it's got the better of Laminator here.
Yeah, no, he's done something to him there. Right, okay, interesting there. There you go. Bumcrack P9, Laminator rounds out your 10.
Stranger
actually
will come
Laminator's-
home in 11.
Laminator ran a fuel there at the end there too, which could be a factor.
Yeah. Carbon Boy,
Yeah.
after a tough day in the office, he will come home in P12. And it will be Petey Pops, who comes home in 13. Last stretch of road here tonight. And he'll cross the line to finish things off for Group A Category 2.
And that is Blue Moon Bay for this week. Run and done.
Absolutely. Oh, as we have a look at the race results of Category 2A, brought to you by JSM Accounting and Adelaide Ceramic Coatings. Blind Man finishes P1. Big J P2. Revs finishes third with the fastest lap of 13.577. Budsy comes home in fourth. Freelix fifth. Grovel 6th, Black Project 7th, VF 8th, Bumcrack 9th, Laminator 10th, Stranger 11th, Carbon Boy 12th, Petey Pops 13th, and the Boss comes home a lap down in 14th. So yeah, what a race. I mean, things definitely took a turn in that one. I mean, the strategy just kept us on our feet. And if the strategy is anything to go by in these Category 2 races, I think we're in for a spectacular Category 1 race next week.
Oh, absolutely, I could not agree with you more. I'm very much looking forward to see what the top boys can do at this track here. The same conditions and all with the two-shot qualifying. Yeah, I think it's going to be very sort of diversifying strategies. I feel we should converge pretty well at the end there. But look, it was still nonetheless a great race to watch tonight here for 2A as well as 2B. I'm proud to have been commentating that.
Yeah, absolutely. So who are you going to give your drive of the day to there, Bumcrack?
I'm Muffin, but it's okay.
Yeah, you're Muffin, sorry. I was reading the chat. I was doing multiple things at the same time. My bad.
Yeah, no, look, mate, you're a man. You know, you can't do two things at the same time. That's a woman's job. Yes, so now, for me, driver of the day, I have to give it to Freelix, I reckon. That strategy of his, which I didn't think it was actually going to work out as well as it did, but it paid off brilliantly, I reckon. So, great job there from the Hooncourt driver. Freelix gets my nod for driver of the day.
Yeah, that's a good call. I don't know. I really don't know who to give driver of the day to. I guess can't go wrong with Freelix on the alternate strategy. He drove brilliantly, made up a few places in the end there, so great job to Freelix. Yeah, he'll get my driver of the day then. Driver of the day call to Revs from Slappers in the chat. Yeah, lots of surprises up and down the grid in that one, but yeah, pretty fun. Nice race to see.
Thoroughly enjoyed it here. But yeah, now I'm just looking at the chat as well. Prospector also reckons Rev's driver of the day. Yep, that's a fair call, fair call. Definitely also drove a great race as well, doing the sort of the reverse two compound strat. I guess really forward. I'm not sure how you really call which one's forward, which one's backwards. Oh no, I'll just work here. But either way, still a great job from Revs as well to get a podium after leaving the race early on.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. It was a good night of racing. If you like what you saw, join us next Saturday for the Community Series, where we do it all again here at Blue Moon Bay. 2 sprints. Should be a lot of fun. Reverse grid second race. Always a good time. If you want to get involved in race in Sector 1, that's where you start. Community Series, always fun. Then the day after, we are back next Sunday for Category 1 racing action. The pinnacle of Sector 1 gets underway once again. for round 6 here at Blue Moon Bay. That one should be a spectacular race as well. I'm looking forward to that. We're both racing in that one. Should be a good one, shouldn't it, Muffin?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, pulling out the alt strat, trying to do something different, and, probably come last in doing so. But doing something different makes me a winner, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. So thanks everybody for coming out tonight. Thanks for supporting the chat, supporting the stream. It's good to see all the people in chat tonight. And anything to say before we sign things off tonight, Muffin?
I reckon you've covered off a good chunk of it, Mr. Lenos. But no, definitely thank you everyone once again for coming on out and checking out the action. Very much appreciated. Yeah, like Lenos has said, drop a like, subscribe, jump on the Discord if you want to jump in the action here on track. And I'll look forward to seeing you all sometime in the near future. And remember, up the alt strat.
No worries. Slanosis and Captain Muffin signing things off for the Category 2 Blue Moon Bay Round 6 event here tonight. We'll catch you all next time.